Last class we have formally defined deterministic finite state automata, and before that we have seen example DFAs, and today we are going to see another type of finite state automata, namely non-deterministic finite state automata, NFA. Before we see an example NFA, let us recollect the properties of a deterministic finite state automaton. If you recall, a DFA has a finite set of states. State set is finite. It has a unique start state. So, exactly one state must be designated as the initial or start state. And about transitions, you know that exactly one transition is there for an input simple from every state. So, if you look at a DFA, from every state you need exactly one transition for each of the input simple. So, if there are n number of states and m number of input simples, the total number of transitions is defined as n multiplied by m. So, that is a DFA. And about final states, we know that there is a set of final states. A subset of states can be marked as final states. So, that is a DFA. Now, we are going to see how these properties change when we go to a non-deterministic finite state automaton. These are the only changes. Rather than having a single initial or start state, an NFA allows you to have one or more start states, one or more. Rather than a unique initial state in DFA, an NFA has one or more states as start states. The only other difference is in the case of the definition of transition function. You know that exactly one transition for an input simple from a state for DFA, but here there could be more than one transition or zero transitions. So, the difference in the definition of transition function is that in the place of having exactly one transition for a simple from a state in DFA, when you come to NFA, if you look at an input simple, a transition may not be there. There can be a case where no transition is defined for a simple, or there could be more than one transitions. So, these are the only differences when you look at an NFA when compared to a DFA. Now, before we look at the first example NFA, let us recollect how a DFA works on a given input. Here is an example that we saw. An input ABAA is given. You know that the processing must start from the start state. Suppose you are going to draw the sequence of states that this string is going to visit here. So, you start with the initial state. The first input simple is A. If you read it, you are moving along this edge coming to the state O. So, this is the second state that you are visiting. Next input simple is B. You are taking this transition, you are coming to the state O. Next is A. You are moving back along this edge coming to E. So, you are here. So, you are drawing it here. Then finally, it is again an A. You are moving along the edge for A coming to the state O. Okay. So, what we did is we have drawn the path taken by this input string, and this is what is called unrolling in a DFA. Unrolling means the states, the loops are unrolled. You know that here only the states are E and O, but we are just drawing it as a sequence. So, what we can observe is that For any input string W like ABAA, the execution trace or sequence of states visited via DFA can be represented as a path, linear sequence of states, that is a path. Okay. So, this is a fact. With this in mind, now let us move on and see the first example NFA. So, here is an example NFA given with the 3 states S, T and U. Assume that the alphabet set is AB. And why is it that it is not a DFA? It is an NFA, it is not a DFA, because if you look at the start state, transition is not defined for the simple B. So, it cannot be a DFA. If you come to the state T, it again violates the condition for a DFA, because for the simple B, 2 transitions are defined. One is this, another one is going here. Or if you come to this last state, transitions are not defined for both the simples A and B. So, definitely this is not a DFA, but it is an NFA according to the properties. Now, let us see how it works with this example ABB. Here again we can try to draw the sequence of states visited. You start with the initial or start state, which is the first input simple A. You take that edge, you are coming to T. Now, you are in T, or you are going to process the input symbol B. You see that there are 2 transitions. One lets you stay back in T, and another one is taking you to the state U. So, if you apply both in parallel, it looks like this. So, here you are taking this edge, so you are coming to this state, or you are staying back by taking this self loop. So, from T there are 2 next states possible. Okay. And you note that now both the states T and U are marked in the NFA. That means you are like in both the states T and U. Okay. And that's it. And what is the next simple? Next simple is B. Now, you consider moving from both U and T. If you are here and you are moving for a B, then this mark is taken off because no transition is defined. So, this path ends over here, but the mark is here because you want to try the possibility here as well. And next simple is B, and so you see that the same thing will happen wherever you process B from a T, 2 next states are possible. So, this is the case for this particular input, and so we can generalize and see that the execution trace is actually a tree like this. This is a tree, this is what is called a tree. This is not just a linear sequence of states. From a state there could be 1 or more or 0 or more next states. For example, here no next state, but here 2 next states are there for the same input symbol. So, this is an execution in the case of an NFA. In general, there can be 0 or more paths for an input string. Here the input string is ABB, and in this particular example 2 paths are there. Which are the 2 paths? This is one path, path 1 ABB. Another path is there, that is this one ABB. Not that like this it cannot move further. So, there is no path which you can traverse for the entire string. This path end over here. Okay. So, not that now there are 2 paths, path 1 is this and path 2 is this. Now, we have to see, okay, there could be 0 or more paths for an input string. Then when a string is accepted, okay, an NFA accepts an input string W if at least one path for W ends in a final state. That's it. So, what we are discussing is that in an NFA, for a given input string, there could be 0 or more paths for that input string. And if at least one path for the input string ends in a final state, you accept, otherwise you can reject. So, in this particular example, you accept this string because there exists an accepting path. The other one is not accepting. If at least one path is accepting, then you accept the string. So, that is the semantics of an NFA. Okay. And another way to look at it is, because there is a path for A, B, B which ends in a final state, you can assume that the NFA is having a magical power to take this edge for B. No need to take this edge. After taking A and the next B, for the last B, this will be taken. That means you can assume that an NFA is having a magical power to take the next edge out of different possibilities, such that if at all it is possible to accept, it will accept. Okay, that is a different concept, but this may be more easy for you to think about it. Okay, you trace it in parallel, then you will get a trace as a tree, and if there exists a path which goes to a final state for the input string, you accept. Now, can you guess what language is accepted by this NFA? Do you have any guess? It is not difficult. You can see that it is the set of all strings starting with A and ending with B. X could be any string over AB, because if you accept, that means you traverse from S to U. So, the first symbol was an A and the last symbol is a B. Okay. And it is easy to see that if it starts with A and ends with B, then it can accept because there exists an accepting path. So, this is the language, and I hope you are getting it. Let us move on and look at the second example for NFA. So, here is an example. Here again you can verify that it is not a DFA, because if you look at this first state, two transitions are defined for A. If you look at the second state, A transition is undefined, no transition for A. Here again the transition for A is undefined, and that is why it is an NFA and not a DFA. So, can you guess what language is accepted? A string is accepted if there exists a path which ends in a final state. It is not very difficult. Accepted means you reached into the final state from the start state. That means you traversed this path for sure, and if you traverse this path, which string you definitely processed? A substring ABB. So, you can see that this is exactly this language, set of all strings over AB, such that ABB is a substring in that input string. If ABB is a substring, you can take this path and come over here. So, definitely you can accept, and if you accept, then you must have taken this path. So, definitely ABB must be there in the input string. That is the correctness. Okay. You can see that this is very easy for you to design an NFA, unlike DFA, which is a little difficult in this particular example, but you can have a DFA. Moving on to the third NFA example, I am giving you an example here. So, I have put a box because I just want to tell you that all these are in the same NFA. So, this is not an NFA, this is an NFA, sorry, this is not a DFA, because there are two start states, okay, and only alphabet is A, and there can be disconnected components like this. Two start states are there, and otherwise it is a DFA. Two start states are there. That is the only thing that makes it an NFA, not a DFA. So, can you tell what language is accepted by this NFA? You can see that if you start in this state, you accept means the number of simples in it is either 0 or a multiple of 3, 0, 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. So, if you start here and accept, that means it is a multiple of 3, the length is a multiple of 3. Similarly, you can observe that if you start here, you can accept only if the length is a multiple of 5. And hence the language is the set of all strings over the singleton alphabet set A said that the length of the string is a multiple of either 3 or 5. Okay, so the two start states makes it not a DFA and an NFA. I hope you are getting me, and this is not a difficult NFA to see what language it represents. And with this, move on to the last example of this lecture, where I am giving you this NFA. This is a little tricky NFA to guess the language. First, verify that it is not a DFA. Why? Because if you look at this particular state, a transition is defined twice, one coming back to S and another one going to T. And if you come to this, it is okay, exactly one transition for A and B. And you are coming to here and undefined transitions for both A and B. So, it is an NFA, not a DFA. So, what language it represents? Can you guess? You can see that, suppose you accept, why you accepted? Because you entered up here, then you are sure that the last simple is either A or B, but the second last simple is A. So, the second last simple must be A to accept. And now suppose in the given string the second last simple is A, then there is a path taking you to U and you accept. So, the language is the set of all strings over AB such that the second last simple is A. So, that is this NFA. It is very easy to design NFA for this language, and you can see that if you go for a DFA, you can have one DFA, but the number of states is going to be exponential when compared to this NFA. You can try designing an DFA for this language. And with this, we are finishing our examples and now going to formally define what an NFA is. We can use an example, this NFA. Okay, this is the set of all strings starting with A and ending with B, and also it allows you to accept null string. Okay, I can make this a final state, but I made it like this because I need to have two start states, that is it. Okay, we can try to see what is an NFA formally. An NFA A is a structure of the form Q, capital S, capital delta and capital F. With this example, we can see what all these things are. So, Q is actually the set of states. So, this is how Q is defined, a finite set of states, same as that of a DFA. And the next component is capital S, and which is the set of start states. In this case, S and U both are start states. So, you can see that capital S is a subset of the set of states, which is the set of start states. In a DFA, you recall that only one state as start state, but here it can be a number of states. Okay, that is it. And third one is the transition function for an NFA. You know that there could be 0 or more transitions. Just collect the example transitions here. If you look at the state S for A, you are coming to T. For B, undefined. The set of next states is null set. Now you look at the state T. From T for an A, you are coming back to T. That is the only transition. Next state is T. But if you look at the simple B, from T, two next states are possible, T or U. That's it. And when you come to the final state, U, transitions are undefined for both A and B. Next state is undefined. Okay, so that is the example N of A, and if you formalize this, you can define either as a relation or a function, but we are going to define it as a function. From a state, for an input simple, next state can be a subset of states. So the range of this function is the set of all subsets of Q, that is the power set of Q. So try to remember the structure of the transition function, not that we define it as a function. Okay, so for every input simple, the next state is a set of states, a single set of states. That is it, why it is a function. Okay, and the last component is the set of final states. In this particular example, only one state, but in general there could be 0 or more final states. So F is a subset of Q, set of final states, same as that of DFA. The only difference is here there could be one or more final states, and there can be 0 or more transition from a state for a simple. Okay, with this we are finishing this lecture, and I am giving you some problems for you to practice and understand how can you define an N of A. So, 3 languages are given, not difficult, very similar to what we already discussed as examples. So, please try to design N of A's for these languages. So, today we have seen non-deterministic finite state automata, again finite state machines, but here when compared to our DFA, there could be a subset of states designated as initial or start states, and transitions can be 0 or more for a simple from a state. And we have seen a number of example N of A's and formally defined what an N of A is. Thank you.